Well, hello there, and welcome back to a mod overview. This is Empire 2 Total War for a complete conversion of the original Empire, which came out 15 years ago. They've only gone and bloody done it. And they've now added loads of new factions, from Sri Lanka to Hyderabad. There's now a standalone faction. You've got this sort of Kievan Rush over here. There is an Islamic Emirate, which is just a Barbary state to everybody who plays the original game. There's now a Ukrainian faction. Scotland are independent. And then you've got everybody that you, if you unlocked the original on the original one, if you unlocked all the different factions, then you can play Württemberg and Georgia and Westphalia, Genoa, Venice, etc., etc. But there are some new features that we would just like to show you and why you should get this game. We have, in the community, we have been crying out for Empire 2 for years, absolute years. I'm not really going to play any turns, but I'm just going to sort of give you a show through of what happens. One thing I would like to do, where have they gone? Let's start off as the Dutch. I've got a Dutch campaign that has already been on the channel on the original Empire. You can see that they've even taken the time to have all of the new loading screens in, which is lovely and very, very well thought out on their part. Look, he's a very pensive young man. Wonder what he's looking at. Probably something horrific. Maybe a Frenchman having their head guillotined off. But they've put the time in. What you'll notice straight away is and it's what everyone's kind of been wishing for, is on the recruitment. Look at that. That is mental. There's arguably too many units if you were going to be critical of it. But you've got everything from, let's have a look where we're going. Where's the top ones? So units, I've not put it on the 40 units per army. I've still got it on the original 20, but all of the units are much larger. You can see that the Blauwe Guard is 180 men strong rather than 120. Dutch Blue Guard's 180, so all the regiments are larger. They all have bespoke stats, so you can see that probably was the Swiss Guard from the original one. You can see that you can also, a lot of them, like here, the Hessen-Darmstadt Regiment, you can only have 4 of them. So you've got lots of individual units that are limited to how many you can have. So that's the first thing. The Holland Sant Armand Regiment. Ooh. So there's a lot more variety now in your land forces. That's the first thing that you would probably like to say. Armoured pikemen are still there, still knocking about. Never used them. But you've now got a different type of pikeman. How exciting. Also, so the cavalry and the artillery has also been expanded. One of the things that you might want... Hang on a minute. That's a shipyard, and I'm trading with it. Ha! So if we go all the way down here, again, naval recruitment has been expanded. So from the very, very first shipyard, I can trade into it. I'm making 10,200 off that without changing anything. And I can build third rates. And then we've got all the different things. Oh, war galleons. Oh no, that's not the Spanish version of them. And what we noticed as well is that we've got the types of ships have been expanded. Now I wonder if it's true on this one. Now in the British, I did a little playthrough just so I could understand what's different about it. And the British, maybe it's just a British feature. Hang on, let me find one. That's a bomb catcher. We don't need to worry about that. The British can build individual ships from their maritime history. So the HMS Victory is available. The what was it called? HMS Elephant was also available. There's quite a few of them, and actually, it appears that we've got some as the Dutch, but there's not as many. So maybe that's just purely a British feature, which is kind of nice. The technology tree has been expanded. Look at that. If we go down here, maybe that will tell us. Oh, hello. Maybe this will tell us if we can build certain things. Naval board. No, this doesn't seem to be linked to an awful lot. Huh. So you can see that all of the technology tree has been expanded quite significantly. It's now also 4 turns per year rather than the original 2. So you've got 400 turns before you get to the end date of 799 rather than the 200, which I always thought was too short. And if we go down to here, maybe that's it, a dockyard. Can we see them there? So it does seem that you can build the Delft. The Delft is an excellent compromise between firepower and handling qualities. So individual ships, that's basically the point I'm making. Individual ships are now a thing. So they've made a couple of changes to the map. You can see here, with Ukraine being independent and Scotland being independent, there's very few actual territorial changes, apart from there's a couple of new factions knocking about. Apart from, if you go to the East Indies, you'll see there's a brand new territory here. Look at that. It's a brand new territory for you to build up that seems perfectly secure. Oh, hello. The Flying Dutchman, the Black Turbot. So you've got one territory here. So that's key for the Dutch, I would imagine, because you can flood this whole area with... Oh, you can build... Oh, that's an interesting feature. Because you own this one here, you can improve different buildings on the islands. That is cool. So there is a open gem pit, there's timber yard, plantation. That's pretty nice. That's a nice little feature. That's not only for the East Indies. So there are no little settlements hidden in Madagascar or on the Ivory Coast, as you can see, or in Brazil. This collection of armies here, I don't know what the point in that is, but I'm assuming that it's very, very important, and it's probably something to do with scripts, but we shall see. So there's no little settlements, it's just the East Indies, which is like the jewel of the crown, which actually is quite fitting, if we're honest. It's quite fitting, and it's a good thing to have as the Dutch to start with. See? Because in the original vanilla game, they owned Sri Lanka, and they're their own independent nation now, so you can't... So they've had to sort of almost compromise and give you something else. I'm very much excited to see how India now plays out with a couple more people knocking around, particularly Hyderabad being an independent nation, because it always seems like the Maratha Confederacy gets a bit too strong, a bit too quick in every game I've played. So, I'm thinking that's all I was going to show you in the campaign. It's not a long video, it's just because I'm a child and I'm excited. Oh, we might as well do that as well. They've changed some of the building options as well. So you've got farms, but you can also build a stables, which helps with your recruitment for cavalry. Still gives you a flat income and a growth income per turn, but it also helps with your military. And then you've got your potters as well, so you can produce some lovely pottery, so people of Stoke will be very pleased to have their contribution recognised. You can also see that culture is now a thing, so you have to, in the same way that most mods have this, going sort of the ones that I played, it would be religion in stainless steel, it would be culture like elven dwarvish, and Northmen in DAC. They've now incorporated that, so I would imagine that would mean public order is going to be a little bit more tricky to keep hold of. You've also got no wall building slot, which is an interesting feature. I don't know why. I haven't played a battle on this yet. I've just messed around and sort of tried to recruit some of the endless units that they've been going for. So instead of walls, I'm assuming each town now, because it never felt like an actual city, so I'm looking forward to seeing what they look like on the battle map. But you've now got an extra sort of bonus one. So this one here has already built the farms in place. I wonder if I've got a colony over here. So you can see here, instead of building a wall, I could build up its industry with vineyards or craft workshops. I could build up its law bonuses with a magistrate court, or its pleasure with coaching in, or I could build up farms as you've seen in Holland proper. And even over here, look at how many different chaps we've got to build. How exciting! How exciting indeed. So that's all it really is going to be. They've updated all the UIs and all the maps, and it looks very pretty, which instantly makes you think they've taken it very seriously, and it's going to be a very fun playthrough. But I'll leave it to you to suggest who you would like to see played on the channel. Do leave your comments and suggestions below on the video, and go download it. It's a relatively easy install, if we're honest. I think it was a lot more complicated before they got to this version of it, and I just had to run a couple of things and suggest, yes, you can change something on my hard drive, and it did it perfectly, which is nice. So, oh, see, look, it's going to rebel. Why is that not a thing? See, everything. Oh, so hang on a minute. It classes as European territory because they've had to fudge it and get a territory over here. Oh, that's interesting. That's very interesting indeed. So do let me know who you think I should be and where we think we should go. Essentially, this is an argument for why you should play Empire 2 Total War, because it's bloody marvellous and incredibly pretty. And we've been waiting for Empire to have a bit of a tweak all of these years, and they've finally bloody gone and done it. So thank you very much for watching. If indeed you have, do take care of yourselves. Goodbye for now, and remember to put some suggestions in the comments below. Take care.